It means you can now stream to Instagram from third-party streaming applications like StreamYard, Ecamm, EVMux, Restream, or basically anything that works with an RTMP URL or stream key. That's the only way to stream to IG right now. And that means you won't get comments. You'll need to make sure your IG account is set to creator, and you'll need a new stream key every time you go live. And you'll have to manage your live stream from the Instagram website. There are some strategies and hacks for multi-streaming to consider as well, like using 2 streaming platforms at the same time to have a customized experience for both. And there are ways to have comments in front of you, even though they won't come into your streaming app. It's a lot, I get it. And I'm sure IG will update this whole thing and I'll have to do a new video. But if you've already grown your IG audience or your target demographic is there, I think it's worth it, fam. I'll share in-depth setup, strategies, and hacks step by step in the full video. So here we are on Instagram.com. This is my Instagram account that we're logged into. And this is what the page looks like. On the left side of the screen, over here, you have a number of options, home all the way down to profile. And the one that we want to go to ensure that your account is set to creator is profile. So I'm clicking profile, and that brings up my profile, just the stuff that I've posted to Instagram. There's some other things that you can do here, but this is not an Instagram tutorial. We need to go right up here to the top where it says edit profile. So we're going to click on that. And once we're there, the option that you're going to want to look for is tools and controls. Now, this is going to be based on what your account is set to. So if you have a business account, if you have a personal account, you will see this say, whatever that account is, tools and controls. When you click on this, you will get this screen here. And of course, my account is already set to creator, but you would have one of the options here saying switch to creator account. So if your account is not a creator account, you want to do this first. Once this is done, I would just refresh the page so that when you come over here to the create button, this plus sign, second from the bottom, just above profile, you go to this create button, you will get this option, this one that says live video. So I'm going to bring that up. Once I click on the create button, once I click on live video, it's going to ask you for some details. These details are for your specific live show, and you will have to do this for every live show you have on Instagram where you're using third-party applications. Now, if you're used to streaming with your mobile phone, you already had to do this because you had to type in the name of your live show on your mobile phone. So now you're just having to type it in here for you to be able to live stream to Instagram with a third-party application. They've opened it up for everybody to do that using RTMP, but this is the process. So I'm gonna put in here, the first one we're going to do is StreamYard. So I'm going to do StreamYard test. StreamYard test. Your audience, you have this audience option here. You have to set the audience before this bottom button lights up for you to be able to go to the next screen. So we have to select audience. You can hit public, practice, cancel. I would recommend that you do practice. I'm going to do public. Because I'll show you in a second what that looks like, but I recommend that you do practice, and I recommend that you practice multiple times before you actually go live. So let's go ahead and click. I'm going to select public. So now you can see StreamYard test. You can also see public. And now this button is lit up. It's blue. I can hit next. And once I hit next, it's going to give me my URL and stream key. And it gives you some instructions right here. Right on the screen. Now, I blurred out my URL and stream key because this is specific to your account. I cannot stress this enough. Do not share this. Don't share this. Even though it changes from live stream to live stream, don't share this with anyone because they would then have access to stream. It's not that big a deal because you still have to come into Instagram to click go live. So they would have to have access to both to really stream on your account. What I want you to notice, however, right here on the side is that this is a preview. And this size, this tall 9:16 size is what they're expecting. So this is the preview of what it looks like before you click the go live button. And the go live button, just for reference, is here at the top. It is not lit up right now because it's not receiving any data. It's not receiving a stream. So this is the screen. We're gonna leave this screen right here. Now let's head over to StreamYard. Since when we'll have to come back to copy these links into StreamYard a couple of different times. Now we're here on StreamYard and we need to go into destinations right here, destinations, boom. And we're gonna click add a destination. I'm gonna be moving a little bit more rapidly, custom RTMP, server URL, boom. Let's paste that in there. Let's go back over to Instagram. We're gonna copy our stream key, copy that, bang, let's go with that, put that there. And we're gonna put Instagram. I'm just using that as a nickname. You can put whatever you want. You can put IG. There's no right or wrong on that one, but you do need to have the correct URL and the correct stream key that you copied from Instagram. And we just click on add RTMP server. Once that one is set and ready to go, now we can go into a studio. Better yet, let's actually create a new studio. So let's go here to create. Say create. We're going to do a live stream, and we are already going to have a studio pre-recorded. We're not going to dive into that right now, but the destination that we want to select is Instagram. So we select Instagram. It looks like I typed that incorrectly, and we're going to do StreamYard IG test. This is what happens when you're typing too quickly. So boom, we're ready to go. We're heading into a studio on StreamYard, looking to utilize our newly set up destination for RTMP with Instagram. I'm gonna keep it just like this. Enter the studio, boom, we're in the studio now. I am going to change my brand to my vertical brand, not because that's the best way, but just because that's a brand that I set up. And if you don't know that video, maybe I'll leave a card right here for you to be able to go over to that video where I highlight some tips, tricks, and best practices for vertical streaming with StreamYard. Second thing I'm going to need to do here is go to settings in StreamYard, go up to general, and where it says orientation, I'm going to click portrait. So that allows me to stream in portrait. And then I just add my camera to the stream, and we can simply click go live. And here's the thing, when I click go live right now, I'm actually not quite live yet. Even though StreamYard says I'm live, I'm not live because I have to go back over to Instagram. So I'm going back to Instagram now. Boom, we're back on Instagram, and we're waiting for the preview to come in. And now we have a preview from Instagram. So now you can see what this looks like. You can determine whether or not you want to go live. And that go live button is now activated. It is lit up. It's ready to go. Let's go back over to StreamYard for a second. I'm going to actually change this back to, can't change while you're live. I was going to try and change it back to the wide view so that you could kind of see what that looks like, but you can't change it while it's live, which is okay. You do have the ability to click through some of these other layouts here that they have built in for you. There are also some, custom overlays that I've created that are specifically 9:16. And again, if I put that up, come over to Instagram, there is a little bit of delay, but you will see that come up in just a second here. And once it does, there it is. You will see that essentially that's what your audience on Instagram will view. And so that's one streaming platform down. We've already shown you how to go live with StreamYard to Instagram using the custom RTMP feature. So with that done, let's go ahead and end this stream. And we're gonna use the same stream key and URL. Now, I hope that this doesn't confuse you, but the reason why I'm gonna do it this way is that way I don't have to create one for every single stream that I do. Right now, it is set for this URL and stream key. because I have not gone live with it, this URL and stream key are still available. So I'm going to click copy for this URL again, and then I'm going to go over to Ecamm, right? Let's go over to Ecamm. Boom, we're in Ecamm, and in Ecamm, I'm going to create a new destination. So we're going to go on here. We'll go to destinations, add new destination. Same concept. We want to click on RTMP here. Boom. And nickname, Instagram, URL. All right. We're going to blur those out. You probably can't use it. We're still going to blur it out. Stream key, URL, paste that in there and click on add. That adds that RTMP destination, and you can see Instagram is there. But because I'm recording with Ecamm right now, that's as far as I can go with it. But essentially, the destination is set up. The only thing that I would need to do next would be to set up the actual stream and then go live to Instagram with the Ecamm platform, and then go over to Instagram and hit the go live button over there. So that's what it would look like for Ecamm. But we're going to come back to Ecamm in just a second when we do a test with Restream. Here is EVMux. I'm going to go to EVMux. I'm going to go into a studio there. We're going to do the same process. I just want you to see that all of these platforms, they all have an RTMP function, and you can utilize that to be able to stream to Instagram. In fact, RTMP is the most widely used protocol for streaming, and it allows you to stream to pretty much any platform that you want, as long as you have that URL and stream key. So now we're here. I'm gonna go ahead and add my camera to the screen. In EVMux, you have right here on the bottom, streaming portrait mode, way easier to change to that model right there. And then with EVMux, your layouts actually help you to determine whether or not, how your camera is managed. Sometimes it'll just send the wide look just like that, or you can actually do the full crop in joint, which you see on screen right now. So let's go to destinations. We're going to click on add new destination here. Boom. Again, we want to do RTMP. You see that right there in the middle, RTMP, bang. And we're going to put in the URL, display name, Instagram. I'm a little conscious now. So I'm going to go back over to Instagram, copy the stream key back to EVMux, paste that in there. You're getting the hang of this now. This is a very standard process. We can select our resolution, and we can just click save. Now that destination is saved, we have Instagram already set, ready to go here, and we can click go live. And boom, it's initializing. And once that is done initializing, we will get a preview. Well, we'll start streaming, of course, to Instagram using that RTMP URL and stream key, and then we can head over to Instagram to see if we're getting that preview. So we're waiting to see if this thing updates. We're waiting to see if this updates to give us that preview. Now, sometimes you may do a stream and it doesn't actually work. So the best thing to do, which we may end up having to do right now, is to refresh your streaming platform, which in this case, it looks like it's not going to work. So we're going to hit refresh on this. We're going to hit refresh on Instagram, go back into create right here where it says create. We're going to go back into that, go back to live video. Same thing again. So EVMux test. We change our audience. I'm going to keep it public. Hit next, and it gives me a new URL and stream key. So I'm going to click copy on that. We're going to end our broadcast here, and we need to edit our URL, and we need to edit our stream key. And it's not long, but it is a very tedious and somewhat annoying process because it isn't fully integrated. This is how Instagram has chosen to allow for live streaming to happen on their platform. And so now we have that refreshed, we have that ready to go. The go live button is still grayed out. We're waiting for the preview to start. So now, once EV Mux gets going, that's going on that side. We're just waiting for it to come back up on this side, and the preview should be coming up. And so now you kind of see what that looks like, where you have that wide view, and I can actually go back over to EV Mux and change it to the cropped view. And in just a moment, you'll see that actually change over here in the preview window as well. And so there you have it. That's streaming to Instagram with EV Mux. So we've set up StreamYard, we've set up Ecamm, now we've set up EV Mux. Let's go ahead and set up Restream. And in order to do that, let's just start from a clean slate. So we're going to end the broadcast here with EV Mux and leave that studio. Boom. We're going to go back over to Instagram, click out of there, refresh the page yet again, and we're going to start that process over. Create, hit that create button. We want to get live video, give it a title, Restream test. And we're going to do something slightly different with this one. Make this public, hit next. Something slightly different with this one, and that is I'm going to use my Ecamm virtual camera in Restream so that I can stream vertical from Restream to Instagram, but I can still stream wide with Ecamm to whatever other destinations I want to. This is one of the hacks that we talked about in that lead-in. So coming back over to Restream, we're going to go to Stream with Studio. We're entering the studio now. We've skipped a step. We need to go to edit destinations on Restream. I have a ton of destinations here. I'm going to click on add channels, and we do want to select here at the bottom, custom RTMP. So we do that, get our URL here. Again, we're just blurring it out because we want to make sure that we stay safe, and we click add channel. And once you add the channel, unlike some of the other ones, once you've added the channel, you can actually go to edit it, and then you can put in a name. And I like to have a name, even though I mistype it. I like to have a name so that I can quickly see from my destinations where I'm streaming to. So that's a quick little tip when you're using Restream. Now let's go into the Restream studio. Our streaming software is set up and we're ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for this camera to pick up, and boom, we're in. So we click join. You're gonna notice something here. Similar to EV Mux, the orientation is right here in the main studio. StreamYard's the only one that makes you go like 4 steps in to make that change. If similarly, Ecamm, you can change your orientation, very quickly and easily. So keep that in mind as well. Just something to make note of. So first thing I'm going to do is add my camera into the screen, and you're going to see here that this has already been designed. This is an actual design that I use for my church. The church, of course, we cannot stream, 9:16 for the entire worship experience. So we have this design with the top and the bottom so that we can stream it out with this as a background. So all I've done in Restream is actually set this up as a background. So if we go to design, you'll see in the background section here that one of my backgrounds is this real size background here. So that's really all we've done there. So now I'm going to click edit for my destinations. Next, I'm gonna turn on Instagram and turn off everything else. That should do it. I think that takes care of everything, and we're good to go. So now it should just be one destination there, which is Instagram, and we're gonna click go live. Boom. And once we go live, we'll give it a few seconds and we can go over to Instagram, and we should get that preview in just a second. And once that preview is there, that's it. We're ready to go live. A couple of things to keep in mind. You can open up Instagram in another browser window, bring up your live stream there and put that on the screen in front of you so that you have those comments available to you, even though you're not getting them back into your streaming software. That's the first thing I want to share. Second thing I want to share is that in Restream, I am selecting my camera to be the Ecamm Live virtual camera. And when I do that, I get the full production. In my church's case, I would get the full production. In my case, it would be me on screen here, and I can switch the orientation anytime I want by clicking the different layouts. So I click on this layout, notice now I'm full screen. Let's go back over to Instagram. In a few seconds, it's gonna catch up. Of course, there's a 20 or so second delay. I don't know what the actual number is, but there's a bit of a delay. And once that comes up, this is what it will look like. And so it allows, especially in my case where I'm using this for the worship experience at my church, but even in your own case, there may be times where having the wide version makes better sense. And so you want to have a design that allows you to, when you do bring that in, you can see that very cleanly. And this is another reason why I like the fact that the orientation is right here, right? We don't want to have to go multiple clicks to find that orientation, but you can actually make that piece work very seamlessly. And then you design that background in a way that allows for it to look like this is one seamless design. And this is exactly what we intend for the viewing experience to be over on Instagram. Yes, we have to do the URL. Yes, we have to do the stream key. Yes, we have to ensure that we have that almost every single time. But once you have set everything up and you design that experience in a way that enables your audience on Instagram to really feel like, oh, I belong here. And especially if you are utilizing the virtual camera from Ecamm, like I'm doing right now, streaming to other audiences in the traditional 16:9 format, maybe Instagram, maybe YouTube, maybe Facebook, and then you've got Instagram, which is exactly the 3 that we do every Saturday. You will then have all of these platforms ready to go. While you may not be able to bring the Instagram comments on screen, you are still able to engage that audience in a way that's native to them and engage the other audience on the other platforms, YouTube and Facebook and wherever else you're streaming, in a way that's native to them as well. And so these are just some of the things that we wanted to share with you that we believe will help. And again, Instagram will probably make a change to this whole setup here. Hopefully it'll make it way smoother, far more integrated, and we will be able to come back with that update video to share with you some tips, tricks, and best practices of how to get that done. Outside of Ecamm, Restream is becoming my go-to web-based streaming platform. Their latest feature, Add Playlists, has been a game changer for me. You can take any set of videos, upload them, and play them to your audience as a live show. Especially in the faith-based space, but also for my clients, it's been clutch, and I show you all the details in this video. Click right here to watch, and I'll see you over there.